From the height of space, Greenland looks empty. A huge white spot on the map of the Earth. No roads, no cities, no familiar traces of life. Just ice, silence, and cold. But this emptiness is an illusion. Beneath kilometers of ice lies the memory of the planet. Land that existed long before humans appeared. Rivers, mountains, and valleys buried by time. The ice of Greenland is older than civilizations. Older than pyramids and empires. It didn't just freeze the past. It preserved it. And now, as this ice begins to disappear, it reveals a world that was never meant to be seen.
The ice of Greenland is not just frozen water. It is an archive of the Earth. Each layer in this ice sheet, 1 year of history. Each meter, an entire century. And each kilometer, an epoch that humanity has never witnessed. In the deepest layers of this ice lies air that the planet breathed hundreds of thousands of years ago. Here are recorded volcanic eruptions, climate catastrophes, and moments when the world was completely different. This ice formed slowly. Snow fell, compressed, turned into a stone of cold, million years after million. And today the thickness of the ice sheet reaches 3 kilometers, pressing down on the very land beneath it. The ice doesn't simply lie here. It reshapes the continent itself. For a long time, it was believed that beneath Greenland's ice lay nothing but emptiness. A lifeless stone plain, erased by pressure and time. But when scientists first looked beneath the ice using radar, reality turned out to be completely different. Under kilometers of ice, an entire world was revealed. Mountain ranges, plateaus, and deep valleys. Ancient riverbeds, and canyons stretching for hundreds of kilometers. One of them turned out to be longer than the Grand Canyon. It was carved by water. Back when there was no ice here, this could only mean one thing. Greenland was once a living land. Not an icy desert, but a complex, fully formed landscape. The ice didn't destroy this world. It simply concealed it. And now, step by step, this hidden landscape is beginning to re-emerge. Today, Greenland appears to be an eternal land of ice. But the ice is only a temporary guest. Millions of years ago, this island looked completely different. There was no ice sheet. Rivers flowed through the valleys. Forests grew on the slopes. Scientists find pollen from ancient plants beneath the ice, fragments of soil, and DNA from trees that could never survive in the Arctic climate today. These traces leave no doubt. The climate was milder, and the land was alive. Even the name Greenland was no deception. It really was a Greenland. Then the climate began to change. Summers grew colder. Snow stopped melting. Year after year, century after century, the island slowly disappeared beneath the ice. And so the green world was transformed into the planet's icy archive. But the most alarming discovery lies even deeper. Beneath Greenland's ice, there is water, not frozen, but alive, moving. Rivers flow under the ice sheet. Subglacial lakes exist, bodies of water that haven't seen sunlight for hundreds of thousands of years. Heat from the Earth's interior below, combined with immense pressure from above, causes the ice to melt from within. The water accumulates, seeps between the ice and the bedrock, and turns the solid base into a slippery surface. It is this water that accelerates glacier movement. The ice begins sliding toward the ocean faster than even the most pessimistic forecasts predicted. Greenland's ice no longer seems motionless. It cracks, it moves, and what is happening beneath the ice could change the surface of the entire planet. It would seem that beneath the ice, there are no conditions for life. Complete darkness, freezing cold, immense pressure. Yet it is precisely here that scientists have discovered life. In subglacial lakes and water channels exist microorganisms that have never seen sunlight. They survive without plants, without warmth, without familiar sources of energy. These life forms feed on chemical reactions. Slowly and almost imperceptibly, their existence changes our understanding of life on Earth. And not only on Earth. If life can exist here, under kilometers of ice, then perhaps it also exists beneath the icy shells of Jupiter's and Saturn's moons. Greenland ceases to be just an island. It becomes a key to understanding where else in the universe life might exist. Beneath Greenland's ice lies not only an ancient natural world. Here, traces of human history remain buried as well. During the Cold War, the United States built Camp Century, a military base constructed directly inside the ice sheet. Tunnels, living quarters, a nuclear reactor, laboratories. Everything was entombed beneath kilometers of ice. The base was intended for testing nuclear weapons, as part of the secret Project Iceworm, and it seemed it would remain forgotten forever. But ice is not eternal. It slowly moves, cracks, and melts. What was hidden here may one day emerge on the surface. Radioactive waste, chemical materials, and the remnants of human hubris. Beneath Greenland's ice, nature and humankind intertwine in a strange harmony. And this harmony is dangerous, because the ice that preserves the past may yet reshape the future. If the Greenland ice sheet were to melt completely, the global sea level would rise by about 7 meters. Coastal cities would vanish. Millions of people would be forced to abandon their homes. The map of the world would change forever. Shores we once considered permanent would be swallowed by the sea. What we see today as an eternal white desert could become a global catastrophe. The ice that has preserved millions of years of history would itself become the source of the greatest threat. Greenland is not just an island. It is a mirror reflecting how fragile our civilization is and how deeply we depend on events unfolding millions of kilometers away. When the ice finally departs, it will leave behind not only exposed valleys and ancient rivers, but also a stark warning about nature, about humanity, and about a future we can still change. Greenland is not just an island. It is a mirror of the past and a warning for the future. The ice preserves millions of years of history, traces of ancient forests, vanished rivers, microorganisms that endured eternal darkness. But the ice is not eternal. It moves, it melts, it reveals its secrets, and what lies hidden beneath it could change the world as we know it. We see what once was. We understand what could be, and it depends only on us, whether we can preserve this fragile balance. Beneath the ice lies a world, but the real question is, what will remain when the ice is gone?